Oh boy, I can't wait for this new expansion to come out. Hold on a minute. This isn't the expansion we were promised. It's not us braving the marshes of Saltmarsh this time round. Instead, we are braving the Isles of Dread, an expansion that has not ever yet been seen in any DDO or Dungeons & Dragons media in any sort of video format. And this time around, we are also getting the unlock of the Tabaxi Race, the cat-like people. A race that, in the RPGs, are pretty neat, but whether or not it remains to be seen through actual DDO itself. And so it comes to the massively mmorpg article of today of Dungeons & Dragons Online preps the cat-like Tabaxi race for the Isle of Dread. Now, bar the lovely little feline puns that we have in the actual sort of document, it's mostly just a catch piece to catch all the facts that DDO Central, one of the good Twitter pages that grabs all the information such as this, has got some images. Some of the standard Tabaxi races in the form of the Tabaxi female, and then of the iconic, which is going to be the Tabaxi Trailblazer. Now, I've got a few of these images open up here now, and we're just going to quickly have a look at them. And the first thing that we can sort of see is that whilst maintaining the DDO charm of some of these races, you can tell that first of all, the model is a higher quality base, which is great to see as the sort of ability to manipulate the technology goes on, especially with how old DDO actually is as a game. And just going from that basis as well, one of the things that I've also seen with the community is that they're happy that they're upright looking more humanoid, rather than just a typical, and actually more of a feral humanoid more than anything else, like the Tabaxi are in the actual tabletop roleplay game. And we definitely see that with the actual Trailblazers themselves, definitely more lion-esque than just a domestic house cat, which is certainly something when you see in a lot of anthropomorphized art, tends to be a little bit less of that feline, feral aspect, and a little bit more of the humanoid aspect, which I think a lot of players will come to appreciate if they're more keyed up and sort of focusing on the tabletop roleplay game. Now, as sort of noted in there hasn't been really much of a further discussion on this element. However, there was a playtest on Lamnia, a server set up just for the players to jump on, much like a private test server, and this happened around Wednesday, where a lot of content creators, myself not included unfortunately, went on to the server to actually try out and look over the action points, etc. of the new race as they were given out. Haven't unfortunately got any of that here today, but naturally, if you are interested in that sort of thing, a load of the content creators out there for DDO have likely got videos of themselves on there as well, but this is mostly just bringing it to the table of those who might not be aware of that fact that Dungeons & Dragons Online is getting another expansion, which includes the Tabaxi race as we see here. So, what does this mean for Standing Stone Games and Dungeons & Dragons Online? Well, hopefully, when it comes more towards the summer release date, Standing Stone Games will actually give us more indication about what sort of content that we're going to be seeing in sort of the Isles of Dread, whether or not it's going to be primarily focused on quests or potentially some more raiding content. What is known is that the level cap will increase up to level 32, which wouldn't explicitly impact how the process of leveling up goes on, as there has already been an indication that despite the level cap being raised, the process of doing reincarnations is not going to be changed, with a potential legendary reincarnation being included for upon higher level content. What this does mean, however, is that it shows that games like Dungeons & Dragons Online, despite being older in the nature, with DDO recently celebrating its 16th anniversary, showing that games in this market are still viable. Dungeons & Dragons Online has a fairly unique way that you actually play and go through the cycle of the content of the game, meaning that the game is kept inherently fresh, which is only going to be stressed out by this new expansion with the additional content that it brings. That is the video for today. I hope that you've liked the video. If you do have, feel free to like the video and subscribe to my channel, where I produce more content as well, or catch me on Twitch, where I actually play Dungeons & Dragons Online from Monday to Wednesdays on the Glander server, which is indeed the best server. But otherwise, I hope you have a lovely day, and take care.